So I'm Coral Horn and I founded the EVAS back in 2011. So this year will be our 14th because of COVID. We lost one. So it's our 14th year. The EVAS is all about lifting women up and empowering them. So this is Christine Nichols. She's the co-founder of Atlantic Pacific Global Logistics, and she won the Outstanding Achievement Award. So we do have 18 categories, but we had the 19th isn't one that you can apply for. It's one that the judges, where they choose somebody who's dedicated a period of time to a certain industry, and they feel that has been outstanding in their achievements. So that was Christine last year. And she's a fire rocket. April will remember her on stage. Now, this is a video. We're going to play the video to give you an idea of what the EVAS looks like, so it will set your expectations.
Sorry, Coral, there's no sound.
You know why? As soon as I did that, I remembered why, because I haven't done the share. We've moved from Zoom, haven't we, to
Teams.
Teams, yeah. I've forgotten to input share sound on it. Technology. Front slide. Right.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I could see April smiling there. Did that bring it all back, April?
It definitely does. It was such a great night. I absolutely loved it. And just seeing all the faces of all the winners, incredible.
And I think one of the things that hopefully the video portrays is the diversity of the people that we have at the awards, all different ages, all different backgrounds, ethnicities. We do have guys there. You can see them on the dance floor. So yeah, it's really is a celebration that everybody enjoys. So go on.
The signing, the young girl, how old was she? She's incredible.
Wow. Yeah, so we do have Eva, who comes and does the signing for us last year, and she's just 12 years old, and she signs for our deaf community as well, and also for those people that join in online. So award benefits. So why should you put yourself forward for the awards? Loads of different benefits, and everybody tells us different things every year, what they get from it. It gives you more confidence, because sometimes I think one of the things that women do lack in business can be confidence. So it's a great confidence booster and morale boost for you to be recognised. You gain kudos and recognition. It raises the profile of the entrant and their business. Impact on social media. So many of our ladies report the fact that their social media followers have increased and have become more visible. Networking and connections. So April, I'm sure, will tell you about the connections she's made through the awards, through other finalists, sponsors, people she's met along the way. It helps to sharpen your presentation, your pitching skills when you go through the judging process and you sit online in front of the judges. focuses on your business plans and your growth, because when you fill your form in, your application form, you need to look at the details of where you've been, how you set up, and also talk about where you're going. And sometimes when we're so busy in our business, running our businesses, we forget. Helps you to gain position as a market leader, gives you a competitive edge to be able to say you are award winning or even a finalist, and it increases your brand awareness. And you can see the ladies here from Mellow Patch who won with us last year. As a company, we try to highlight lots of different people that come through the awards. One of the things we tend to do is start the evening with a dance, and we work with lots of different charities. These ladies came through the awards a number of years previously, and they work with young girls to help them. They're from poor backgrounds, so they are likely to get into trouble with the police or that type of stuff. And so they help them to give them the dance skills and create a community where they can come together. And we had them doing our opening dance last year, and that's from Aim Sky High. So we're all about being inclusive and diverse. We are open to women across the UK, so business leaders, owners, and employees. We're celebrating 14 years this year. We incorporate all sectors at all stages of the business. So you heard April was only a year and a half in. So just because you're new in business or a sole trader does not mean you don't have a chance of competing. As I said, 19 categories, including the dedicated one. And we averagely get around 650 to 700 people at the awards, and we live stream, and people from across the world join our live stream, and we have had over 3,000 join in on the night for the live stream. So I am going to hand over to April now.
Thank you, Coral. It's just, wow, such an incredible night. It's just brought back all the memories. And yeah, so I just want to introduce myself. I'm April Wild, and I'm the founder of Wild and Wild. And my brand is all about women's empowerment. So similar, I suppose, in ways that we have a connection with the EVAS. Like, we just love bringing women together. We're so passionate about empowering women to be their best self, to thrive and grow within business and in our personal lives. And a big thing we focus on is community, building that community, as there's a kind of research that shows we're 2.5 times more likely to succeed in our personal and professional lives if we feel a strong sense of community around us. So what we offer at Wild and Wild is we have an online community where we meet regularly, like on Zoom. We have podcasts and ebooks and different videos with experts online, but we specialize in our transformative in-person events. So we do mostly in Cheshire at the moment, but we're expanding on a rapid rate. We're also in Nantwich, Manchester. We're doing different areas around Cheshire. And yeah, we base ourselves at the moment every month for the networking at the Glass House at Oldley Park. I don't know if anyone's ever been there. And we have about 60 women meet in person every month doing the networking. We do co-working. We do walking clubs, women's retreats. I mentioned a little bit before about this, women's circles, yoga, things like that. But the journey for me through the EVAS, I was actually nominated by a good friend who won the award a few years back. And I kind of thought, oh, that's so lovely, you know, I'm nominated. But I never thought, I think we get in our heads, don't we? We get those limiting beliefs. I thought, there's no chance I'm going to win, though. I'm only a year in business. I'd actually gone through a massive transformation after having my 4th baby. I've had a successful wellness cafe for the last 7 years. So I sold that business and moved into this. So I thought, this is very new. It's exciting, but I don't know if I'm capable of winning an award. But you know what I said? I'm going to give it all I've got. And I think for any ladies that are listening, really just invest your time in going to the events, going to the in-person events. Try to really prepare for your presentation. Really think about what is your business solving in society? Like, what problem are you solving? And I think this is really finding your authentic why. I'm sure most of you know that already, but I had to really get clear on my business and get clarity. And I went in and I did a really good hook on the presentation. I was like, I think, you know what? I think I started it as, a hook about community, why it's so important. I said, did you know if you're socially isolated, that's as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? And that's actually research that shows that. So if we're living from home, working on computers, not kind of socializing very much. So I really made a real strong hook when I was in front of the judges. And then I went deeper into why I care so much about my business, women's empowerment, helping communities, working with local businesses, things like that. And we do a lot of things for charity as well. So that was important to get across. So yeah, get really clear on your why and have a look at all the instructions they send you for the presentation. I don't know if you've received any of that yet, but just really go through it and try not to waffle, try and get very clear and precise and ensure you get everything into the presentation. I actually prepared slides. I know some people don't, but I actually think it's really, really good because you can visually show who you are, what's your business about, and that helped loads for me. And trying to think what else to cover here. So let me think. What else shall I cover, Coral, today? Do you want me to?
So do you want to talk, obviously you've talked a little bit about your judging process, and then obviously the night. Since then, obviously, after the awards.
After the awards. So we'll on the lead up to the night. So it's so exciting. Like I got a big table together with my friend who was actually a judge for the Young Entrepreneur Award. And you know, you get those limiting beliefs come back in your head, but just getting that moment I received that award, it was like really life-changing. And I never realized how life-changing it would be because I had a lot of self-doubt and I'd been through a lot the last few years. It was like, it gave me the confidence to know I can really do anything with this business and I can take it big because my vision is to set up these networking events in every town across the UK. I want to create this massive kind of community in different towns, especially for like new mums. We also do neurodiverse networking. We're a very inclusive community. And it's opened so many doors. Like just winning that awards, I don't think I realized at the time, like the connections you make. You go to a winners party, it was in London last year, and I've stayed in touch with so many people, like just keeping connected. It's really grown. So on Instagram, you can find us at Wild and Wild events, Wild and Wild. And I've like connected with so many more people and LinkedIn, and it's incredible. Like we still talk today and we collaborate on events. So I've got some of the speakers from, the winners from the last few years or nominees to speak at my events as well. And it's just been the most kind of humbling experience, but it gave me the confidence to know that I can grow. And it's crazy. I've been contacted by big corporate brands that want me to go in and do like wellness days, like things like we go to a base at AstraZeneca, Love Raw, this big company, companies through like Bruntwood in Manchester. We'd go and do corporate wellness every week there. And also, I know, kind of say this, but Dragon's Den have been in touch with the EVAS and they're always on the lookout for people. So we're actually going through our application for that, which is really exciting. And yeah, it's just been so incredible. And if anyone's got any doubts about it, just go for it all in and make the best of it, you know.
I'm so excited that you're going through for the Dragon's Den. Yeah, they always contact us and ask us to sort of share information with our community. So good luck on that one.
Yeah, well, I wonder, because you sometimes feel like you have to have a product business to go on Dragon's Den. But I was like, you know what? I don't think I've seen that many go on women's empowerment and, you know, doing these kind of across the UK. How incredible would it be to have a dragon to help me scale it? Just having the contacts, getting the best guest speakers. It'll just really help my business grow. And we've got, like, we launched our online community just recently. We've got like thousands joining online. And I think that's had a big effect. It's given me the confidence because we only did in-person events when I joined the EVAS. And it gave me the confidence to go, you know, because you two have inspired me a lot to go, well, I can grow more online. We can have an online portal. So I use this app called Circle and it's so amazing. I've got some of the past winners that are on there as well as members, and it's been great for connecting.
Good, great stuff. The EVAS is all about trying to connect you with people that might help you or to help you on that journey for more growth in your business. So I'm so pleased that things are going in the right direction, April. Thank you for sharing your story.
I'm just trying to think back.
Right, now you have got an event coming up, haven't you? Here we go.
Oh yes, of course. So I have actually, I'm glad you reminded me because I've given all the the EVAS community a online discount code. So yes, you've got use the code EVAS25 and it's actually, it gets you priced down. It's 40%. So it only works out like £25, which is amazing. It's so cheap. And we have the best speakers at this event. So it's going to be at the Glass House in Alderley Park, just in Alderley Edge. And we're hoping for about 400 to 500. Mostly women for this one, but people can bring we have a little children's area that you can bring if you want to, but I would recommend coming on your own to have a day of self-care. We've got speakers like Talila Henches. I don't know if anyone follows her on Instagram. She's got nearly 500,000 followers. She's all about women's health. She struggles with endometriosis. She's empowering women to take ownership of their health. We've got Sarah Lou Jones, who was a past winner and judge, who honestly is my biggest inspiration. She has scaled her business to have 2 million online members, users, across the whole globe. And she's speaking about how you can use AI to transform your business. So she's going to give you some really practical tips on taking this to the next level, taking your business to the next level. We've got a lovely lady called Hannah Cullen, who's talking about ADHD and neurodiversity in business, which is going to be really fascinating. And I won't cover everyone, but the main speakers, we've got Jermaine Beckford, who used to be a former footballer, and Laura Beckford, who are also up for an award. And they own this wellness powder called Supernova Living. And it's going to be more than just the speakers. We've got yoga going on all day. We've got CrossFit, fitness, food. We've got artisan stalls. So I hope some of you can make it because it's going to be one of my biggest events yet.
Great stuff. I'm so pleased that we can be part of it, April. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for sharing.
It's a pleasure. And yeah, if anyone wants to come and find me on Instagram, just give me a message at Wild and Wild Events, or or you can connect us anyway.
Coral, was it in 2017 that Sarah Luan won at the EVAS as well?
Yeah, I think so. So Sarah Luan's been involved with us for many, many years. And we do find that with some of the ladies, when they come through the EVAS first time, they may enter, they might get through to the finals, they may win or not win, but they do come back every year. So it's great to see people in the community for as long as they have.
Sarah as well. She has just won an award as Woman Most Like a Unicorn for Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of our ladies will go through to the Goldman Sachs after they've been through the EVAS, which is really good. We've had quite a few, Sarah and a number of others going through each year.
That's amazing. Good opportunity.
Great stuff. Thank you. So we'll just carry on, talk a little bit more about marketing opportunities. So Sarah Luan did win with us at the EVAS. She then came to be one of our sponsors. So she looked at the marketing opportunities that are involved with the EVAS and joined us as a sponsor. So basically it helped her to be seen as leading supporter of female entrepreneurship in her industry, increased her media exposure, expanded the awareness of her brand. She got to come to events, to meet entrants and supporters, join the judging panel, reinforce her brand as a supporter of inclusivity and empowerment and gender diversification. And it gave the opportunity to showcase the products and services to a large, highly engaged audience. Category sponsors present the award on the night, and obviously it's live streamed across the world. And you can see Pamela there winning her award last year. I love the smiling faces. Okay, so we do have an in-person event. As April said, one of the benefits was making the most of getting out, going to the events, meeting people. If you want to build connections, you just never know who you're going to meet and how they can help you with your business, or you can collaborate as April has done. So our next in-person event is an information event on Wednesday, the 16th of April. And this one is in Salford in Manchester. We'll have a panel talk. There's plenty of opportunity for networking and refreshments. And joining us on the day, you can see all these ladies here who have come through the awards and been winners at some stage. Key dates for the awards, we now close on the 2nd of May. So if you are doing your entry and you've started to do it, you do have plenty of time to make tweaks along the way and double check it. The finalists will be announced on Friday, the 30th of May. If you're a finalist, you will receive a call ahead of the 30th. And then we ask you to keep it secret until we're able to have reached all finalists, and we do a full announcement on the 30th.
Coral, can I just jump in?
Yeah.
We have had occasion where we haven't been able to get hold of every single finalist, and sometimes they do see it on social media. So if you see calls coming through and you're thinking, what's that number? It could be us. So please answer the phone.
It is a valid point. It's very frustrating at this end because we're like making umpteen calls trying to get somebody and they just don't come back to you, and you're like, oh my God, I really need to get to speak to her. So please do answer the phone. Because the thing is, we do need to talk you through the process when we speak to you on the phone. So what's going to happen next? And also we love making the calls because we get screams down the phone, which it brings joy to us as well when we hear the excitement. So we have a finalist event and interview masterclass on the 3rd of June online. So that's where we will put an event on to help you prep for your interview and answer any questions. Then we are doing an EVAS event on the 19th of June, and that will be in person, and it will be open for finalists, previous winners, previous sponsors to join us. And then the judging will commence commencing the Tuesday, the 24th of June. We do an element of voting, but just to explain, the judging part of it is the most important part. We use the voting so that you have something that is a positive message to put out on social media, because it helps to raise your profile and it's good for your marketing. We do it for 3 weeks. The only time the votes are actually added to make a difference is if you are in a tiebreaker situation in your category. So judges basically have said, when we get to that, we don't want to choose, we don't want to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo and have to choose. So having the votes added gives us an outright winner. And also it just means no one judge has the power to say, well, let's give it to her over somebody else. So it's a very clean way of being able to do it. And it has affected some of the categories where they've been really tight over the years. Lizzie, did we have any last year, do you recall?
We had one category
last year, yeah. So yeah, that's sometimes how tight it can be. So it's usually where you are just in a tiebreaker. So I can't stress enough, as April said, prepare for interview. Okay, so then we have the ceremony is Friday, the 26th of September. This is the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. And the Winter Gardens, as you hopefully got the impression on the video, is an amazing, beautiful building. And we use the ballrooms there. And we just put so much tech, lights, etc., to make it just so glam for everybody. We really want you to feel special and to enjoy your night when you come. And then we will have a celebration of excellence, which will be an event for winners, finalists and sponsors to attend. Again, a great networking opportunity. Chance on the night, it goes like that, and you just don't get the time. There's like nearly 700 people in the room to get conversations with everyone. So when we do the winners party, the celebration of excellence, it's an opportunity to come together, chat, have conversations and build relationships. So it's a really important event that we put on for you as well. And I know April came to that last year at the London event.
Oh, that was fabulous. Like really just, I just kind of connected with so many people, like the lady from Milky Plant. We keep in touch, and wow, some of the people that were there, just so inspirational. And I think make the effort to go to that as well if you do win, because it was brilliant. And I had a really nice day. Nice to get away from into London for a day.
Yeah, well, there's another opportunity coming up. So this year we have raised the bar again, and we are hosting an event on Thursday, the 19th of June, at the House of Commons in London. So we will be welcoming our guests with a champagne reception and then an afternoon tea. The event will be from 1:30 till 4:30. So 4 hours where you will have the great and the good in the room. So there will be some amazing people for you to connect with. And I can't stress enough how important coming to these events are, because it gives you the opportunity to have those conversations. And we know if you sat in your office on your own, if you don't get out there and meet people, you know, you're just not going to get those opportunities happening. So it's a big opportunity for us to be able to go into the House of Parliament and use, we are in the Winston Churchill suite in the House of Commons, and there will be limited tickets. We can only have 100 people. So information will be going out about that shortly. Okay, so the EVAS has a board. I put a board together a few years ago. And when we considered who I wanted to join the board, I needed to make sure that they were passionate about what we do, that they were big advocates and champion female entrepreneurship and celebrate achievements of women. And I also wanted to make sure that they represented the types of people that enter the awards every year. And so we have a collection of ladies and Lee. So we have our Lee Chambers, who is our male ally, on the board. So Maxine Laceby was a winner a number of years ago. She has absolute collagen. And for me, Maxine is fabulous because she started her business at 50. Within a few years, she turned over 7 million when she came through and won with us 3 years ago. And her business now turns over 33 million, and she'll be 60 next year. So a fabulous achievement for somebody who is in the more mature bracket. Then we have Heather Waters, who's worked within female banking for years, working with who Heather does not know is not worth knowing, because she's worked for something like 26 years within the female space in the banking industry. So she's also really good to speak to women about banking advice, about investment and stuff, because her knowledge is really good on that. And then we have Rebecca McCann, who is a serial entrepreneur. She's really good at creating a brand, fabulous on social media, and also really good about trade exporting. All her products she's ever created have gone straight into places like Harvey Nicks and Selfridges. And I think she's on about business number 3. She's created business during lockdown and already sold it on and made money on that. So she's a fabulous advocate for branding and stuff. Then we have Becky Toll from Crowbury Consultancy, who works with some sustainability and works in America and all over the place internationally as a spearhead in the sustainability space. Lisa Bascott runs a second line of defense. It's a fully female security firm, so where her ladies will work the doors and conferences, big conferences across the UK. And it's all women on the doors. And then Lee Chambers, many of you may have seen Lee. He works within businesses to look at changing culture and how women are viewed in the workplace when dealing with things like menopause and tackling culture within businesses, which sometimes has been inappropriate. So that's the board. And we see the social media page. Oh, I don't know what happened to the social media page. Let me try. Social media pages are coming through there. Okay, so sustainability. We'll just talk about sustainability then. So as a company, we try very hard to look at ways in which we can make our event more sustainable. So to give you an idea of some of the things that we do, our awards that you saw before are made 100% from recycled materials. You can see the ladies here holding their EVA statue. So the statue itself is made from recycled plastic, and then the little wooden post it sits on, in a previous life, were garden posts. So we've had those commissioned and designed for us specifically. So they're 100% recycled. We also have the boxes created for them, again, made from recycled cardboard. And you can see here as well, we've got an EVA statue, which is from the centerpieces. So we had those created so that the tables have the same but larger EVA sign on. They have lights, and underneath them is a Nescafe coffee top lid, which houses the lights for the centerpieces. So we really put a lot of effort into trying to think, what can we do to make us more sustainable? So last year we worked with the Holiday Inn, a brand new hotel that is right by the train station. So we encourage people to use public transport, come to the resort using the train from London. It's really quick. And then you can step over the road into the Holiday Inn. And last year we also put a bus shuttle service on with an electric bus that came to collect our guests. We will be doing that again this year. This year we've partnered with 3 hotels, and each of them will have a shuttle bus service to take our guests to the Winter Gardens. We also do a hashtag rewear, and for the last few years I've encouraged ladies to be proud in either renting something, buying something pre-loved, borrowing something, or openly saying, I wore this last week, because the pressure on having to buy a new frock for dress for events is really hard. It makes it more costly. And also we need to be considering landfill. I think, April, did you get a...
Yes, I just want to remember the name. I think, was it like Her Collective or something? It was amazing. I got this Nadine Marabi dress that was only... It was like rented, and usually would be like hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and I got a little clutch bag with it and shoes. I even rented the shoes. It was great
stuff. Yeah, and it was really good. And so we encourage people, when you do that, post about it and use the hashtag rewear, because it's a really important message, I think, because there are so many disposable clothing brands now. It's not a good practice. We also created, you can see here I'm holding the bottles that we created, again 100% out of recycled cardboard. They went on the table, and the QR codes is how you use the QR code towards drinks from the bar. So we really try to think about cutting back on things that are not sustainable. So if you're doing your award entry, we are working with the August Awards and Recognition Company, and here's Donna O'Toole. We have a QR code here. If you want to scan that, it gives you a free entry checklist where you can have a look at all the tips and tricks that Donna and her company are suggesting that you consider when you are looking at putting your entry in. So do use that QR code, and there is a video from a masterclass session that we held with Donna that you can re-watch as well. So you can do that too. Is everybody okay with the QR code? I'll move on.
Coral, I'll share this information as well after.
Okay, great stuff. So as a company, we have the awards, but I also run a company called Pink Link, which is our membership organization for women in business. We do loads of events, and we have, in the summer, we have events, we call them our summer regional events. We have one here at the Wellbeing Farm that is in Bolton. And so again, just to give you an idea, Celia Gaze, who came through the award process a couple of times, and then she did win with her sustainable, she's like B Corp sustainable venue. She's created an amazing space from an old barn that was on the farm, and it's a wedding venue but also an event space. So as much as I can, we try to use people from within our community as well, so that we are also paying them for that and giving back to them. And so you can see me here with smiling my head off with the llamas, because she has llamas. And then also we have an event that is up in Castle Green Hotel in Kendal in Cumbria. So if you are in any of those areas, we have people travel from all over to come to them. There's usually hundreds of people. At the Wellbeing event last year, we had 100 people. We had glass walking activities, we had speakers, we had masterclass sessions, you could do a climbing wall, there was all sorts of activities on. So just a great day to connect and meet people as well. So another thing that we do initiative this year is to help fight period poverty. So we are working with Wooker, and Ruby came through the awards last year. She was a finalist. We really liked her products. And so this year, what I said to her was, for every person that gives us a review on the EVAS, I will donate £5 towards purchase of Wooker pants. And then we're going to distribute them to various places to reach young girls in need who are suffering from period poverty. And so if you haven't done a review yet, April, please do. Please pop a review on for us, because then you'll
Don't worry, I've got it.
Great stuff.
She's amazing, isn't she? Her story, like, it's incredible.
Yeah, and that's why we really want to support her as well. We also do the Trailblazers Uncut, where I talk to people who've come through the awards, and it's really nitty-gritty chat, no holds barred. No fluff. It's all about the real difficulties and challenges that these amazing trailblazing women have met along the way. And so we put those onto the EVA Awards on YouTube, so you can listen to some of the founders. I'm actually doing one with Sam White from Stellar Insurance after this morning, and it's just really good to hear the stories. We know that if women who can be inspired by other role models, so it's a way of us sharing these role models so people can learn from them and be inspired by them. And last year we launched we announced it, our Celebration of Excellence event in London. We launched our mentor program, and it started in January. And this is where women who have come through the awards can be a mentor or a mentee. They do it an hour a month as a minimum for 6 months, and give their knowledge to other women who are coming through. So it's another benefit that you can put forward to be part of. It doesn't cost you anything, but helps you to have somebody within our community help you. And obviously on social media, you can join us at all of these links. So obviously we are on X. Do we still need to say formerly known as Twitter? And Facebook and Instagram, and obviously on LinkedIn. If you go to the LinkedIn page and follow the LinkedIn, you will be kept in the know of all of what's happening, events coming up. And also it's a great place to see other people who've come through the awards, because people from the community like April may share on there her event that's coming up and all that sort of stuff. So you can see who else is within our community. So do give us a follow on the LinkedIn page as well. And I think we've missed one there. I think we're on TikTok, aren't we?
I just noted it. I haven't put TikTok. So we joined TikTok, and this is something that I'd really like for us to be able to do. So we live stream the event, but we need to reach 1,000 followers on TikTok to be able to live stream it live on TikTok. So hopefully in September, we'll be able to do both the live stream via the website, but also the live stream via TikTok. That is one of the goals.
What's on TikTok? Just trying to find you.
It's Enterprise Vision Awards,
okay,
but with underscores in between. Now, one of the slides that was missed, it didn't show properly, was the social media slide. On the EVAS website, there's some information, there's some images that you can download, and you can include your logo or a photograph and then share it on social media. There's also stickers. So say, for example, April, if you wanted to actually share one of your stories on Instagram, you can actually just search for EVAS and you'll see like a winner's sticker. Or if you have been nominated, there's a nominee sticker. So please enjoy them.
I love them. It just helps, doesn't it? It just makes it shine out. You did have one, didn't you? I'm sure I used something like that.
We did start them last year, but we've added a few more this year.
Okay, I'll remind people as well.
Right, so can I just see, has anybody got any questions they'd like to ask about the process or the awards night or anything like that? Hi, we've got, is it Nicola D?
Yeah, Nicola, yeah. Yes, just like for me, it's the real first time I've been nominated. I have no idea who nominated me, to be fair. And I never submitted anything for an award. So any basic recommendation, I think I've submitted the form already, but I kindly ask Lizzie, maybe if you send a link, because I I don't know, maybe today I've already learned something new, like, from what April said. Any recommendation as someone who's never done that before?
You want to take that, Lizzie?
What I was going to say is we did an application masterclass, which is on the website. I'll share the link again so that people can rewatch it.
Okay.
That's got some little tips and some tools in there. I think one of the big things that the judges often say is they want to hear your story. So it doesn't have to be a story of huge challenges, but if you've had challenges, please share them. But it's the passion of your passion behind why you started the business or why you entered the business. So if you're an employee within a business, why you became part of that why is that part of your journey, but also why what's the impact that you're making. And the impact can be measured in lots of different ways. It could be turnover, it could be engagement, it could be products and services, it could be improvements, it could be the impact that you actually have on your customers or the people that you work with. It could be on your, if you have employees. There's all different ways it can be measured. So would suggest that you actually watch that application masterclass. The other thing I just made a little note of is connect with previous winners and finalists, because they may have something that they could share with you. That, it might be, say, for example, if it's in your particular category that you're wanting to enter, maybe just reach out to them and say, look, I'm entering this and I saw that you won, and I'd love just to be able to pick your brains, or, do you have any tips? Is there anything you could share with me? And then the other thing that I just thought then.
Can I add something as well, Lizzie, in a moment? I was going to say, I tried to have fun on it as well on the presentation and just try and be really connected, like you're having a conversation with a friend. Like one of the judges from Sid Hill that was there on the night, she kind of gave me a little cheeky wink when we saw each other and was like, you were just so lighthearted and happy, and like, you obviously cared so much about your business. And I think when it got to, because you do your presentation, then you have some time where they ask you questions, I really listened to them and said their name back and connected with them in a way. And I really find take your time there, don't rush it. You could stay on and do questions. I think you have I don't know if you have a time limit on questions, but I tried to go even more passionate into the questions than I did even in the presentation. So yeah, and it's just shaking off any worries you have or nerves, because these are people that have been through the process as well, and they're just like us. They've the judges are there to help you, not hinder you.
Okay.
I think that's a really important point, that if you are chosen as a finalist, the judges already love what you're doing. And whenever we have when we have the interviews and people come out of the interview, they're like, oh my God, I'd say, Coral, would you agree on this? I'd say 95% of them come out and say, oh my God, I loved it. I actually really enjoyed it. You do have some who come out saying, oh my God, and it's funny because it's your interpretation of how things go. But we've seen winners come out saying, oh, that was a disaster, but they've actually won. And
yeah, we had one last year, I think it was, and she was going, oh, I've completely cocked that up. And then when I did speak with the judges on her panel, they all said, oh, she blew us away. And we were like, I don't know why she's told herself that. Anyway, yes, April, very good points there. I think something I would also say is we do all the interviews online. And so you need to put, yes, your personality, don't be nervous, but also think about your body language, lean in, use their first names, because the names will be on there as well. Your interview is 5-minute presentation from yourself. Then you have a panel of 3 judges and an adjudicator, and each judge has 5 minutes each to go through their set questions for your category. And so your interview is 20 minutes long. So yeah, do try to think about how you connect, smile, all of those sorts of things. Use tonality in your voice,
I found with that, I actually ran over as well. And I didn't get to finish the last slide. And I remember I was in my head thinking, oh my God, I've really messed this up. I've not, because I got so passionate about the first few slides, I'd actually go anyway, I then remembered I can just cover them all in my questions. So if you don't finish on time, obviously try and make your presentation concise enough you can finish. But if for any reason you don't get through your last slide, don't panic, just go, okay, I'll just tell them about that in the question. Even if you kind of change the direction of the question a little bit, you know.
The very last question everybody has asked is there anything else that you've forgotten or you'd like to add? So you were always given that opportunity. So if you do forget something, you have that opportunity to bring it in at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. And at what stage the interview happens? Like, for example, yeah, I've been nominated, and what happened next? Like, you submit the form and everything, and you know, you just get interviewed if you are between the finalists.
So as I said before, when we looked at the key dates, you do your entries now, the entries then close, all the applications are reviewed, the judges choose their finalists, then you're notified. So if you're a finalist, you'll be notified by us. That's when we call you, just to make sure we answer your questions and you know what's going to happen next. Then you would have your interview, and your interview, there's dates are online with all the categories. So we have them going on for the whole week. So there's like half a dozen interviews going on each sessions, you know, every morning and afternoon. There's a question here from Claire Buckle. Is there any adjustments for the time on the presentation as I have a stammer? It's worse under pressure. Claire, we'd always make sure that if anything like that, we would let the panel know. They would always be aware to make sure that they're all lovely. We actually say to them, this isn't Dragon's Den. You need to make sure people are comfortable, that they're given time, and that they're start when you're ready. So that's what would happen. They'll say, right, when you're ready, you can start. When you start, then they start to time. So don't worry about that. They will take all of that type of thing into consideration. Have we got more questions? Yeah, Lindsay?
Hi, I've got a question. So you mentioned earlier that you can actually amend your application. Because I think everybody's probably the same. You're a bit like, oh my God, I've been nominated. And then you put something together and then you think, I should have changed that. Or from what you've said today, there's things have changed even from when I was nominated with my business, because it's ever evolving. So do you suggest that that's something worth doing, going in and sort of really perfecting it? And is it easy to access it again? I can't actually remember where I sent it and then it disappeared. So how do we get that?
Lizzie, do you want to answer that one?
I'll go through the back end and I'll send it over to you. I've got Nicola and
that's great.
Sharon.
And then I had another question. You know how I don't know if anyone else, I was nominated for a couple of categories. Are you then interviewed separately for all those categories, or
yes,
you are?
So let me answer the question on the categories. What happens is we recommend you put yourself forward for a number of categories because it does edge your bets to get through to a category. What the judges will do is they'll look at everybody in the category and we'll look at who you're up against, because we don't know that until everybody's finished their applying. If we feel an applicant will be stronger in a certain category versus another, we'll put them on that category, because what we need to look at is the balance of people in there, and we want everybody to have the best chance they possibly can have. So you may put yourself through for 3 or 4 categories. You may find yourself down for 1 or 2 potentially. If it is 2 categories, say for instance you were in health and wellbeing in one and customer service on the other, what we say is do your health and wellbeing one. When you do the interview for your customer service, make sure you are covering in your interview everything you do that sets you apart on your customer service. Because if it's a customer service category, you need to make sure that information's in there. Does that make sense? Even if it's for sustainability, if you're going to be a finalist in the sustainable category, you need to be talking about the sustainability initiatives that you do. And obviously, because that's what they're judging you on. Does that make sense? Any other questions? Go on, Dimple.
Firstly, I wanted to say thank you so much. I never knew what EVAS awards were. I just got nominated, and like my assistant just said, you've got this meeting today. So I had no clue what I was coming to. And I just want to honour you, Coral, because the work and the commitment you've done is just incredible. Like,
oh, thank you.
The journey you've taken us through today has really given us clarity, and wow, I'm blown away by what you do and what your team does, and just the detail, even the sustainability piece. I was like, you've really thought about this. Like there's, you know, so you've touched my heart today. I'm really just blown away. So I just wanted to honour you all. Just,
Oh,
it's
thank you.
brilliant. Really opened my eyes to what's possible. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I can't do it without the team. So it's a team effort. But to be honest, I am very passionate about what we do because I love meeting you guys, you know, and Lizzie will say the same. When we get the applications come through and we read the applications, what all the women have done, you know, the challenges they have met and overcome and where they get to, it blows my mind. It's like, wow, you know, so we just love this space, you know, we love the people, and we look forward to every year. I look forward to who's coming this year, you know, what's those next stories we'll hear about, and then also seeing the women that have been recognized over the years when they first came through and where they get to, you know, all of that, we just love it. So yeah, we do put heart and soul into it because it's just so enjoyable for us to meet you guys. So thank you for your time.
Well, you can tell, Lizzie, Carl, you can tell, I feel it, and we're just on Zoom, right? You can tell how passionate you are about it, how much you
Well,
both
wait
care.
till you get to the event. It's all books from me on the door, isn't it, April?
Oh, that was so beautifully put, Dimple. Thank you for sharing that. Because Coral, you do need to recognise how much work you've done. And, you know, I think a lot of women don't realise how much goes into this as owning an events business, like just the detail and the venues that you choose, like the Wellbeing Farm being a B Corp business, all of these things that make such a powerful experience. And yeah, so thank you. And thanks for inviting me on today. I'd love to connect with all you women, and yeah, maybe you could be a next speaker at one of my events as well, or at the EVAS.
April, what was that dress? What was the company that you rented the dress and the shoes from?
I think it was her. I've got a feeling in my head it was Her Collective. But let me just, if you message me on
Yeah,
Instagram, it's somewhere on my email, I'll find it. But it's great. They do like a range. There is someone though, Coral, who's the one that rents dresses in the EVAs, one of the nominees. There was a lady last year, wasn't there?
We had a lady who was Kirsty Gale, who you can buy dresses from. She doesn't do rental though, does she? Or does she, Lizzie?
No, she doesn't do rental. I'm just trying to think. I don't think we actually had a finalist last year who does it.
Okay, maybe it was just something I heard then. I think, let me just check the Her.
I like that idea of renting it. I've never thought of that because, you know, how often, I mean, I'm going on my very first cruise this year. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could tie it in and buy something for the cruise on the formal night. And then if I'm a finalist, wear it on the night.
Yeah. Just any other questions?
Her is at Her on Instagram. They've got B Corp as well, which is great. Fashion favorite rental and resale platform. Yeah.
What's it called? At Her.
Her. So just literally HURR.
Oh, right. HURR. Right. I'll have a look. Thank you.
So ladies, you're all here because somebody's nominated you. So who do you know in your network? Who are those women that have inspired you into business, or that are in your connections that you think, actually, I'm going to nominate them? Because it gives you an opportunity to put them forward. We never force people into it. So unlike others, I know there are awards out there where all of a sudden you're a finalist and you've not even filled a form in. For us, we want to engage with people that really are motivated to get involved and to get the benefits from the awards. So the first thing is nominate people. So nominate ladies, put them forward. If it does nothing else, then give them a smile. But to know somebody's taken 2 minutes to put their name forward, then that's good for us, because that's just about sharing that positive message. However, if they decide they then want to go forward and put their application form in, then they'll have the opportunity to be in the room with you guys as well. So please do make some nominations. Think about those people who've helped you along the way, you know, are continuing to help you. Have we got any more questions?
Coral, I just wanted to add to that. Last year, we had less than 10% of the women who entered had actually entered themselves without a nomination. And we are trying to change the narrative, but it's still a long way.
Yeah, because like April said earlier, we've all got that imposter syndrome, that chimp going, you're not good enough, you've only been going a year. all the rest of it. I'm not as big as her. I'm not as good as her. Yeah, we just need to stop doing that, because there's so many benefits by stepping out your comfort zone and popping yourself in. So, ladies, thank you so much. If there's no other questions, I'll wrap it up because I know that we are a few minutes late and people will have appointments, and I appreciate your time. So thank you so much from me and Lizzie and the team. We hope it's been beneficial for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, April.
Appreciate you. Bye bye.
See you soon. Bye.